urban legends. Stories that suggest there are secret forces at work controlling our lives in unseen ways. Here's one such story that's widely believed because it hits us where we live, or at least where we drive.
In this story, a typical couple has just bought a new car for a big cross-country trip they've planned. After checking out a few models, they decide on a nice, roomy vehicle that the salesman says was a special delivery from the factory. In any case, they're happy with their purchase and start out on their long journey. For a while, everything seems normal, but then they notice something strange.
It hasn't moved at all.
After driving over 200 miles, the gas gauge still reads full. Concerned that the gauge might be broken and not wanting to run out of gas on the freeway, they stop to fill up at the next gas station. But to their surprise, the tank only takes 1 gallon.
Hey, you're not gonna believe this. 1 gallon of gas.
Hey, I'm not complaining.
Me either.
Now they don't know what to think. By the time they get back home, 1,800 miles later, they've used only half a tank. About 9 gallons. They averaged 200 miles per gallon.
So what do you think?
Thrilled with this unexpected bonus, they tell their friends about their miracle car. The wife is so impressed, she even takes the time to write to the manufacturer a letter thanking them for engineering such a fuel-efficient car. But about a week later, the husband steps out the front door for the morning paper and sees 2 strange men hovering under the hood of his car.
Hey! What are you guys doing?
He demands to know what's going on.
Get away from my car!
But the strange men quickly pocket some device,
Hey! What are you doing?
then dash for a nearby car
Hey guys, get back here!
and race off. The husband has no idea what they were up to. But when he starts up the car, it runs normally. Weird. For the next few days, all seems normal, until the wife is out on an errand one day and runs out of gas. Unbelievable. Without warning, the car has suddenly become a typical gas guzzler. But how was this possible? It turns out that the car they bought was a secret experimental model sent to the dealer by accident. In it was a special device that enabled it to get 200 miles per gallon. It was that device that the 2 agents from the manufacturer removed the other morning.
Stop that!
A bizarre tale of intrigue. But is it true that a car was designed to get 200 miles per gallon only to be kept secret from the public? Corporate conspiracy theories have been around for a long time. The bigger the industry, the more sinister the theories. And there's nothing bigger than the oil industry, the implied villain of the legend. The Western world depends on petroleum to keep the lights burning and the cars rolling. At stake are trillions of dollars, political fortunes, even matters of war and peace. It all plays into a popular perception that secret forces actually run the world, that a hidden cabal of the super-rich determines the fate of nations, the technology we use, and the direction of the global economy. But could a powerful industry suppress a technology that might cut into its profits?
Most everything that we think we know is wrong. The idea of the suppression of technology is not an urban legend. It's fact. It's been documented over and over again. Media keeps telling and mentioning occasionally these alternative technologies, but in the next breath they say, of course, that's 20 years in the future. Speaking for myself, I heard this 20 years ago, and here it is 20 years, and we still don't have it. There's always money to be made in suppressing technology.
Among the professional car enthusiasts who feel this way is the man who built the original Batmobile and the time-traveling DeLorean from Back to the Future.
I've heard many rumors about various engineers and patent persons that have come up with parts for cars to save gas. We were very fortunate that cars that we created in the 40s and the 50s and the 60s were dramatically exploited throughout the motion picture and television industry. 1970, in come the crisis about gas, big cars.
Which fueled a new round of stories about a magic carburetor that could get great mileage out of traditional gas guzzlers.
That means if you got 60 miles to a gallon of gas and the guy engineered a carburetor, that carburetor never showed up again. All of a sudden it disappeared. And the gas crunch still stayed on and the prices still went up.
And in 1936, Canadian Automotive Trade magazine reported that inventor Charles Nelson Pogue from Winnipeg designed a fuel vaporizing carburetor that squeezed 25.7 miles out of a pint of gas. That's over 200 miles per gallon. No experts were allowed to examine it, but those who drove the test car admitted its performance was astounding. And it was this story that launched the urban legend. Pogue even patented his invention. So why then aren't we getting 200 miles per gallon today? One claim is that the carburetor wouldn't work after additives like lead were introduced in gasoline in the 1940s. There are also accounts of Pogue's prototype being stolen and of Pogue himself being bought out by oil companies. In recent years, other designers have also demonstrated super high mileage cars, but in each case, the idea was squelched by politics, theft, media skepticism, or financial roadblocks. While some engineers insist there's a lot more energy to a gallon of gas than we now get, others say these high mileage claims violate the laws of thermodynamics. And many auto professionals feel it would take more than a carburetor to get one of these chariots to go 200 miles on a gallon of gas.
The carburetor is a component of a motor. There are about 30 other components. The exhaust system, the oil pump, the water pump. You've got all these other factors to factor into the 200 mile per gallon motor. It would seem to me that if you could economically build a car that people could afford, that could get 50 miles or 60 or 70 miles a gallon, people would make a rush to the door.
The technology that Pogue supposedly invented, is it suppressed? No. Anybody can go to the files of the U.S. Patent Office. Charles Hogue's patents are there. And if you want to build his carburetor and you think it'll get 200 miles per gallon, you can.
While many elements of the legend are true, controversy still rages over how much of it is credible. And we may be part of the reason why.
We have to understand that the primary purpose of the media is to defend the status quo. That's why they refuse to even discuss UFOs. That's why they will not consider crop circles. That's why they won't consider alternative technology.
And so, as long as there are doubts about governments and corporations, the urban legend continues to get incredible mileage. This legend centers on a brilliant invention, but our next legend is all about a very dumb mistake. True or false? Native Americans originally smoked tobacco through the nose. The answer, when we